Hey, what is up, folks? Zerofats here, coming at you on behalf of adventuresontheriver.com. And boy, oh boy, I've been working hard on adventuresontheriver.com because I've been working on something you guys are probably waiting on, the FBA module. There's a lot to it, man. There's a lot to the FBA module. I cover wholesale in there. I cover importing in there. I cover retail arbitrage in there. I cover just your basic thrifting in there. There's a whole lot of stuff packed into the FBA module that's going to be coming out. Well, actually now it's probably going to be coming out in probably about 2 or 3 weeks. So we're on the verge of launch on that one, but I got some more work to put into it. I still got some more videos that I want to film for it, video supplementals. Got a couple more articles I want to write for it. But yeah, man, the FBA module is very well underway, and there's a lot I want to pack into it. One of the things I'm packing into it is something I want to touch on in this video right here, and that's state sales tax. Man, this is huge for Amazon FBA sellers, okay? Let's look at traditional Amazon sellers for just a second here, okay? You sell it on Amazon, okay? Now, if you sell in the state of Ohio, I'm from Ohio, if you sell in this state, the state says, hey, look, if you have a place of business, if you have a presence, a physical presence in this state, you need to collect sales tax. Alright, on everything you sell. Why? Because the state, they want their piece of what you're doing. They want a piece of that. Okay, they want the piece. The same like the federal government wants a piece at tax time, the state wants a piece. Okay, so what they want you to do is they want you to file, they want you to declare yourself a business. You got to file for that resale license. You got to file for that tax ID number. Declare yourself a business in that state. And you got to collect sales tax. Now Amazon makes it pretty easy to do that. Amazon can collect the sales tax for you upon purchase. So when someone from Ohio or from whatever state you're from buys something, it'll collect automatically for you. Pretty cool, right? And that's how sales tax works, okay? Now, here's where it gets a little bit tricky. Now, when you are an FBA seller, all your stuff, all your property, it's going all over the place. Amazon's got warehouses in 19 states. 19 different states across America, Amazon has FBA warehouses where your stuff can be scattered and stored. Okay? What does it mean when it comes to sales tax? Well, let's look at something else for a second. Take that and put it aside. Let's put it aside. Amazon's got warehouses in 19 states and all your crap's being stored all over the place. Let's put that aside for a second. Now let's look at something else. Let's look at something called nexus. What nexus, when a state says, hey, you have nexus in this state, alright, you have something called nexus in this state, what they're basically saying is you have the minimal requirements. They've been met for us to collect a sales tax from you, okay? What does it mean when you have nexus? It means that the state wants a portion of whatever you're selling, okay? What does it take to have nexus, alright? Do you have to have a brick and mortar shop in that state? No, okay? One of the things, well, that's a little tricky, is every state has sort of a different idea of what nexus is. Sort of a different declaration of what it means to have nexus in their state. But they're pretty similar, and most of them are pretty much saying the same thing. If you have goods stored in their state, okay, like warehoused goods, okay, that's enough for them to declare nexus. You have nexus in their state. And I'm not going to get too crazy into this, man, because it's beyond the scope of this video. I'm not trying to fry your brains and melt your brains, okay? But what it boils down to is most states agree that if you have physical goods stored in an Amazon FBA warehouse, then you owe them sales tax for the things that are being sold from that warehouse to customers. Not Amazon. You need to check Amazon's Terms of Service Agreement. It's covered in the Terms of Service Agreement. You, as the seller, will owe that. Will need to collect that sales tax. Okay? Is it hard? No, it's not hard. You can set up the sales tax through Amazon to collect sales tax on every one of those states. Okay? You can set it up to collect sales tax on every one of those states when someone buys something. What is hard? Here's what's hard. You need to declare yourself a business in every one of those states. Every one of those states that Amazon has a warehouse in, where your goods could possibly be stored, you need to declare yourself a business. That's a pain in the ass. Not only is it a pain in the ass, but it's going to cost you a little bit of money. Some of these states will let you do it for free. A lot of them won't. Ohio won't. And, you know, it wasn't free for me to declare that. You know, understand what I'm telling you. It's going to take time and it's going to take a little bit of money to declare yourself a business in every state that Amazon's got an FBA warehouse. You have to consider the cost of doing business. Because what happens if you don't do it, you don't declare yourself a business in those states, what happens is if you get audited, I mean, Amazon's got a warehouse in Arizona. I mean, Arizona and a lot of these other states are kind of in, you know, kind of a weird place of discord with Amazon right now because they want their sales tax. You know, Amazon does a lot of business, they want their sales tax. Now, there's a chance they could say, hey, look, we want a list of all the FBA sellers that have property in your warehouse right now. We want our sales tax. You know, there's a chance these things could happen. Okay, there is a chance these things could happen. I'm not trying to scare you guys. I'm not trying to scare you at all, and I'm definitely not trying to discourage you from doing Amazon FBA. But what I'm saying is, this is stuff that's like being debated on in the courts as we speak. This is a current debate. This is something that's happening right now. It's a gray area. It's never had to been dealt with too much in the past. The idea of all these little tiny one-person businesses selling thousands of dollars worth of merchandise and having it stored all over the country is a new thing, and states are adjusting to that. Okay, but right now I can tell you that the states, their stance on it is, guess what? If you're one guy and you're selling thousands of dollars of crap and you got your crap stored in my state, I want some sales tax on it. That's how it is. That's just the way it is. That's what they want. Okay, and there's a good chance they're going to try to hold you to that. So yeah, there it is. That's it. Now you take it, you do what you want to do with it. Are you going to get a letter from a state if you do FBA and you don't declare yourself a business in every one of those 19 states? I don't know. I've never gotten a letter from any states. But I can tell you that the correct way to go about it right now would be to declare yourself a business in all of those states Amazon has a warehouse in. That's just the way it is. As far as they're concerned, you have a nexus in their state, and you owe them sales tax on the merchandise that's being sold out of that warehouse. So anyways, I know it's not good news, man. I apologize. I apologize for that news. It sucks. Trust me, it sucks for me too. But keep in mind, you know, at the end of the day, it's still just about a cost of doing business. It's not something that's going to bankrupt you. It's not something that's going to put you under. At the end of the day, it's just another guy over here saying, well, hey, I want a piece of that. You know, you got that stuff stored in our state. You know, it's stored in our state. You're using us to do it. We want a piece of it. It's no different from you having to pay sales tax in your own state. The only difference is they're saying, hey, you got a bunch of shit stored in our warehouse. We want our piece of that. You're doing business in our state. So it kind of sucks in a way because you gotta dish out to like 19 different states. But at the end of the day, it's really just sales tax. I mean, you're paying sales tax. It's at the end of the day, it's nothing major. At the end of the day, it's still about making money. It's just about paying this little tax. So you're covered. You know, because the thing about it is, if you don't pay it and they catch up with you like 10 years from now, there's going to be interest on all that crap. And the thing about it is, you're going to have to pay it 10 years from now when they audit you, okay? When you get it set up right now, it's just a pain in the ass to declare yourself a business in all those states. But it's a small pain in the ass. And the thing about it is, I'm in my website, in the FBA module, I'm going to talk about each individual state, what it takes to declare yourself a business, how much it's going to cost. Boom, 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 boom. We're going to talk about it in there, and we're going to get more into it, but it's too much. It's too much for the scope of this one video. Hold on, guys. Look, point blank, the easiest way to go about it is to get yourself set up in all these states, alright? Because then you're collecting the sales tax from the customer. You pass the cost on to the customer who's buying the product. Someone in Arizona doesn't have a problem paying sales tax from something they bought that came from Arizona. They're got to do it anyway when they go to Walmart or when they go to this store or that store. They're paying sales tax. They buy something that came from a warehouse in Arizona, they're going to pay a sales tax on it. Boom, fine. Well, if you say, nah, Zero Fats, I'm not doing that. I'm not getting set up with any of that stuff. That's too much trouble for me. Forget it. That's fine. You can do that. You might be just fine. But what I'm saying is, if one of those 19 states decides to audit you in 5 years or 6 years or 10 years or whatever, if they just decide to do that, okay, then it's going to be on you, brother, to pay that sales tax. It's going to be on you to pay it, and you're going to have to pay it with interest. They're going to charge you interest on it, okay? It's going to be on you. It's not going to be on all those customers. If you just get it set up now, then it's going to be on your customers. The only cost to you is just declaring yourself a business in that state. It's the only cost to you, and you got to do it 19 fucking times. Pardon my French. I shouldn't be cussing. I apologize. But yeah, you got to do it. You got to do it 19 times. Right now they got warehouses in 19 different places. That's not including warehouses they have in Canada. But you know, that's another story in Canada. I don't have anything stored in Canada, so I don't know what it takes to declare in Canada. That's beyond my education level right now. I'm not sure. I guess when I get some crap that I have to ship to Canada, I'll have to learn more about that. But right now, I'm just focusing on those 19 warehouses, man, and well, more than 19 warehouses, but 19 states. 19 states with Amazon warehouses in them. I'm just focusing on declaring myself a business in those 19 states, so that way anybody who owes sales tax pays their sales tax, and I don't have to worry about getting audited in like 10 years. And you know, some state saying, hey, well, you did $4,000 worth of business out of a warehouse in our state, you know, 10 years ago, and you owe us this much money in sales tax and this much interest. No thanks, I'm good on that. I'll just learn how to declare myself a business in this state, and we'll be good to go on it. So, what is it? It's an obstacle. That's what you have to look at it like. If you really want to be successful and you want to sell FBA and you're like, look, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to figure out how to make this work, and it's going to work, and I'm going to make money at it. And if you have that mindset and that attitude, this is a small little thing. It's not going to like set you back like, you know, millions of dollars. It's not going to be like a deal killer. It's just another obstacle that you need to think about, because if you do it, you got a choice right now. You can do it the right way, you can do it the wrong way. You do it the wrong way and it could mess you up in a few years. You do it the right way and you're going to be good to go. That's state sales tax. It's kind of a bear, man. It's kind of a bear, but it's something you really need to think about. You Google this stuff, man. Amazon's battling states right now over this stuff. You know, Amazon FBA is a cool program, but it's fairly new, and states are still getting used to this kind of a thing. You know, they're not used to the little guy selling thousands of dollars worth of product from multiple states. So, you know, but if that's happening, they're going to want their piece of it. So just, you know, look it up. Nexus, Amazon, state sales tax. It's not just me. Don't take my word for it. Check it out. Anyways, I hope this video has been helpful to you guys. I know it hasn't been positive news, and I apologize for that. If you're more interested in the sales tax thing, my FBA module is going to be coming out in a few weeks on adventuresontheriver.com. It's going to go into detail about what it takes to be declared as a business in all those 19 states. Oh my gosh, the FBA module has so much stuff in it, you guys, from wholesale to importing to retail arbitrage to state sales tax. I mean, you name it, it's in this FBA module. It's going to be awesome. It's going to help a lot of people. Anyways, I will catch up with you guys next time. I'm almost out of battery power, but hope this video has been helpful, and enjoy your summer. Peace.